A few months ago, I inherited my uncle's old laptop after he passed away unexpectedly. He was a quiet man, always tinkering with gadgets and solving puzzles. He left a cryptic note with the laptop that read, "The answer is in the inbox." Curious, I turned on the laptop. It was ancient, the kind of machine that still had Windows XP, but it booted up surprisingly fast. When I opened his email, there was only one message in the inbox. The subject line read, "Do not open this." It was dated 5 years ago, and the sender was himself. I stared at it for days, unsure of what to do. The curiosity was killing me, but there was something about the email that made my skin crawl. Why would my uncle email himself such a warning? And why leave it for me? Eventually, I caved. I opened the email. Inside, there was no message, just a single link. It was a plain text URL to a site I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I clicked it. The screen went black, and a small loading bar appeared. Then a video started playing. It was grainy footage of a room. The camera was pointed at a desk with a single chair, like a home office setup. At first it seemed empty, but then someone walked into the frame. It was my uncle. He looked straight into the camera and said, "If you're watching this, it means I failed." My heart started racing. He continued, "I thought I could stop it, but it's too late now. Whatever you do, don't look for it. Don't try to understand it. Just forget you ever saw this." The video abruptly ended, and the screen went back to the desktop. But now there was a new folder on the desktop named "Don't Open." I hesitated but clicked it anyway. Inside were hundreds of files, documents, videos, photos, all labeled with dates and strange titles like "The Watcher," "Disappearance Log," and "It Found Me." As I scrolled through, the dates started to make sense. They matched the timeline of my uncle's slow withdrawal from the family. He'd stopped attending gatherings, barely spoke to anyone, and became obsessed with research. One video caught my eye. It was labeled "Proof." When I clicked it, the video showed my uncle in the same room again. But this time there was something behind him. It was shadowy, vaguely human-shaped, but its limbs were too long, its movements too jerky. It stood perfectly still, watching him as he spoke to the camera, unaware of its presence. Then it turned and looked directly at the camera. The video cut off. I slammed the laptop shut, my pulse racing. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that thing staring at me. The next morning, I decided to destroy the laptop. I smashed it, burned the pieces, and buried what was left in the backyard. But now I can't shake the feeling that something's watching me.